Hello, guys. Welcome back to the Let It Eat podcast. I am your host, Will, with my other host, Tyler. And we have a special guest, Ryan, our executive producer.
I need a plaque, like a nameplate.
Yes.
Just right on here.
Yes. Yeah,
This is your desk.
This is pretty much your
It's been
desk.
promoted. Oliver, you're out.
You're demoted.
He can still do, marketing
Right.
promotions. That's
He
fine.
could be our marketing pet. Like, we just tattoo
He's
him
our
with a
sponsor
sign.
right now. He's
Yeah,
a sponsor. He's a sponsor.
So, with like the new, like everything going on in the news and all the different types of stories that go on, it kind of feels like, it's really hard to believe, like, really anything anymore. Just, it feels, to me, like everything's like a big conspiracy theory.
Everything's filtered down a little bit.
Right. Like, or,
propaganda,
or they're
anyway.
holding the information, then you find out, years later, like, some new shit or something like that. Yeah, whoopsie, forgot to tell you. I know, like, for me, I like all, like, different conspiracy theories. Like, I don't really have, like, a set, like, genre or anything. Do you guys, like...
Are there genres of conspiracy theories?
I feel like there is. Like,
name 3.
so, okay, so you could have, like, your political theories, your, extraterrestrial theories, your planet theories.
Sports theories.
Animal
Deflategate.
theories. Right.
It's a conspiracy!
It's not a conspiracy.
Right?
That shit happened.
Super-
Fuck you, Tom Brady.
They did sports science on ESPN.
Right? It was pretty...
It actually would have helped out the defense. Yes, would it have given, as Will would say, better gription? Yeah.
Corruption.
Yeah.
Does he prefer a slightly deflated ball?
Tom
Take
Brady
that however you
shrunk
will.
balls.
He likes his balls deflated.
Yeah, and he likes to kiss people in the mouth. It's okay.
Like his son.
all good.
Do you guys have, like, any, like, certain type of, like, conspiracy theory you like or go for or anything like that?
I like one where it's still forever up in the air. It's like you'll never know.
Like,
kind of thing.
it's unanswered either
Right.
way.
It's unanswered either way.
Okay.
The story is set in stone and put in the history books. The storybook's been read and every line believed, right?
Right.
With a fly in my face. I don't know if you can see it. You can believe that or not. But I look for holes. When people start to declare something a conspiracy
the movie
theory.
or the book?
Yeah. I do like Shia LaBeouf.
Book's better.
We'll go. Yeah.
Okay, so you look for holes. Okay, what
Right, I
about
look
you?
for holes in the theory because it's like it's a theory, so it's not proven. So like I said before, science is constantly trying to prove itself wrong. So you try to, like, the scientific community will go with, like, usually what you continue to observe, I would say. So I like to look for what doesn't fit all the other pieces of evidence.
Right. Okay. What about you, Ryan?
I like things that are so, like, out of my realm of ideas at all. Like, it's so ridiculous. You're like, how do you believe that?
The water's making the frogs gay.
And then you look it up, and everyone's believing it because the internet gives everyone a little bubble to get their own believies into a bubble, and then everyone's like, "Oh, that's kind of cool," and they think they're right. That's how religions start. But my point, like, I just like stuff that's so gone. You're like, what? And then you hear the rationale, and you're like, all right.
And I know
Whatever
there's a
you say.
conspiracy shroud around the site itself, but how you said with how things take off on the internet like that, like, remember let's all storm Area 51, they can't stop us all,
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Right.
Right.
Like, and in my mind, I'm like,
what's there.
right, to see what's there. Well, guess what? If they really wanted to make sure it never saw the light of day, nobody would know about Area 51.
Right.
But you can't enter it though. So I mean,
You gotta
it's-
keep up the guise of
you
just
don't
like,
know.
the mystery. It's like the Wonka factory. You gotta get a golden ticket and then you can go in. But he hasn't opened those doors in how many years? Matthew would know.
I did
I don't
hear
know.
a funny one, a funny conspiracy theory on like the YouTube shorts, and it was about Post Malone and Justin Bieber. And
Oh, boy.
it was kind of crazy, but
They're both shit singers.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Like, she's gonna kill you.
right? Yeah, she's a big Bieber fan, but she'll tell you. So the conspiracy theory is that Justin Bieber actually sings Post Malone songs, And the reason why is because Post Malone, with the amount of cigarettes that he smokes, it is impossible for him to have a voice like that.
Oh, it would be like a raspier.
Right. So what they do is they change the vocals on like a mixer.
Okay.
But it's Justin Bieber's, but they lower or whatever. Right, and it sounds like what they did was they grabbed the Post Malone song, and then they raised up the vocals, and it sounded just like Justin Bieber.
I could see that. I mean, all the stuff they would do with auto-tune, even though we knew that was something being done on purpose, you can still manipulate.
Because there's ghost writers and stuff like that.
Right.
I thought it was kind of funny to think that Bieber's like singing Post Malone songs, like. And the only shred of like little I can see is like the whole cigarette thing. Like,
what about live shows?
Yeah, I mean, well, you can get away with that lip syncing. Lip syncing.
I remember seeing a video. Sublime, the Instagram account for Sublime, posted it. It was a Post Malone impromptu singing Santeria, and he was singing it with a microphone, and they like passed him it, and he started singing, and like, is he gonna plan a night out? And go, hey Justin, give me some Santeria. I need that. I'm gonna wait until they play it, and then I'm gonna get on there. And I'm gonna blow everyone's minds with my beautiful voice.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It was a funny, one of the funnier
it's
ones that I heard. It is. It was kind of a funny idea.
You got to prove that shit. It's like, how do you?
True.
Are you giving it up?
But I'm just saying, like, it's just
be
funny.
An inside job to leak it.
Like he's like Justin Bieber's like 60. He's like, yeah, I was Post Malone.
that
was Post Malone.
So yeah, that was
it's
one.
At the end of a Scooby-Doo episode. See who you really are.
Justin's the Biebs. It's Bieber. Oh my god. No wonder they have the same tattoos. I thought that was weird.
Can you imagine Justin Bieber with all the fucking face tattoos and a beard? Can he even grow facial hair?
No, he cannot.
No, he's had
got
a pathetic
mustache.
excuse for a mustache.
Yeah,
he's doing a me right now.
It's bad.
What about you? What's one that sticks out in your mind?
There's one that always makes me laugh, and it's already too late by the time you realize you're talking to one of these people. Is the flat Earth theory?
Oh God.
Got a couple of those at my job.
Really?
It's like, what?
Oh yeah, customers who would come in.
Oh no!
I know I've joked about it before, and it was a simple kind of explanation, and it just made sense in my mind. And I guess like the more like I was like, actually, that would be like if that was really true, rainbows would be straight lines and not circles.
I can't believe there's still people that believe that shit.
Sure.
Like.
What's with the rainbow thing?
Like, wouldn't a rainbow be a straight line and not
curve?
Because the rainbow is a full circle. You can just only see the top of it because the Earth is so big.
Well, it depends, because some people think, like, it's not, like, whenever I think flat Earth, I imagine, like, the Minecraft, like, just a flat square, and that's it. But apparently, like, it's, like, the circle with the ice walls, and some people think it's a dome of, like, sky. Or, like,
right. Like the Truman Show?
Right, it gets fucking weird with the amount
They're
of,
watching you through the moon, just...
Right, and the moon's fake.
Well, it's made of cheese, but...
You know, we never landed on the moon. It's all pictures and shit.
But seeing as how you were saying, like truly flat, there is a place. In 2003, they actually took to the T measurements of the state of Kansas, and Kansas is flatter than a pancake. Even though the Earth is round, that part of it, like, measures down to actually... the thinness of a pancake.
Okay.
Well, you got to think. I mean, that flyover country, there's probably a ton of them out there, and they're just like, more proof to support the... Of course it's flat.
Just get on a boat.
So that's
you can see the horizon.
Wouldn't you fall off the edge?
So that's their argument.
Not you can see, like, the curve.
Do you see cruise ships just falling off of Earth? Like, oh shit, we forgot it ended here.
The Greeks started to notice things like that. When ships would become not visible enough to see the entire vessel... the bottom of the boat would disappear from view first.
Yeah.
You're still seeing the mast, even though it's a great distance. You can't see the curvature of the horizon. But like the sun doesn't rise, we're turning towards it. It's just that way on all sides.
And the sun's a circle, too. So if the sun's a circle and the moon's a circle...
I never got.
Wouldn't you think that the Earth is a circle?
Actually, wait.
Just basic.
Elon Musk tweeted at the Flat Earth Society and said... where is the Flat Mars Society? And he was just being,
making a joke.
Being a dick.
Ooh.
But they responded in a tweet, and they said, because Mars has been observed to be round. So they can see
Dang.
that.
What if it was just a disc that happened to be, upright?
Well, not even that, but it's like
Uranus is on its side and it has rings, so not like Saturn going this way, it's going that way. What if it was just facing that way?
But are they trusting NASA's satellites that go?
It was
around
observed.
and show it
Right.
like globe,
I get it.
but they can't trust Earth's.
But
They have to go to space and go, oh.
But their argument is that because Kansas is flat, that just means
It
Earth
is just
flat.
one minor supporting feature. I like how you guys brought that up though. Why is everything else round? How would the Earth be flat?
Right.
Well, guess what? Anything over a few 100 miles in diameter naturally through its own gravity becomes a ball. Like even if the Earth was flat, it would collapse it would boom and go right back into becoming a sphere. It wouldn't maintain like
No, because then it
It
could.
just gives so much mass that it
exactly
attracts to
anything
itself.
over at least 100 miles in diameter is naturally going to be a ball.
I think that's too scientific for them to comprehend that.
Well, no, because they say that gravity doesn't exist.
That's true.
Right. That's what because if you took those, okay.
Because everything.
I brought an
falls straight-
example.
Everything falls
Brought something
straight
for
down.
an example.
Bro,
This is the Earth, okay? The Earth is for all intents and purposes.
I can't believe we're having this conversation,
We're
to be
having it.
honest, about flat Earth. Like, this is fucking 2022. We're still having doubts?
The
As he
Earth
likes
is
to
a
say.
frisbee.
We're still having fucking doubts?
As he likes to say, I'm just raising awareness. All right. So, the Earth
There's us.
is a
right there.
disc, right?
Yeah.
If you were in the center of it, that's the center of gravity. Now,
Right.
they don't believe gravity's real. That's why they would think this is debunked. But everything naturally has a center of gravity. So the center of gravity is right here. If you existed here, it would actually be quite comfortable. The weird part is because gravity would become weaker the closer to the edge you get. It actually puts it at an awkward angle. Like everything would be skewed.
I saw. Yeah, that the.
Everything would be skewed to where it's like you would almost be like climbing, like doing an insane incline once you got to the edge.
It'd
The
be
scary
vertical.
part wouldn't be right. The scary part wouldn't be falling off. It would be falling backwards to the center of gravity. If you were to get to the top, you would be in line with the center of gravity, just on a different plane.
Someone's
So it'd be-
watching Vsauce.
Yeah, it would be quite comfy.
Shit.
It would be quite comfy here.
I always had an argument that, like,
I was gonna throw it.
if it was, like, daytime here and nighttime in, China, let's just say,
We'll flip
it would obviously be, that it's a, because, okay, what
You
I'm
mean
saying-
time zones?
time zones, but, like, everything would be day, everything would be night, or vice versa, you know what I mean?
I
Like,
got something for that, buddy.
oh, shit.
I've got something for that.
Did you make that yourself, little arts and crafts?
He made it for me, the executive producer.
Oh,
Brotherly love.
you're a good guy, bud. You're
was a
you're
gift.
going places, bud. I see
It
it.
was a gift. So, in order to kind of get to that, we got to take you back in history to 1906.
For what?
Wilbur.
For what?
Wilbur
Fuck
Glenn
1906.
Villava became the head of a religious sect that ran Zion, Illinois. There's a place in Illinois called Zion.
Were they Zionists?
Right? I know, right? They taught flat earth theory in schools. He believed that the earth was flat. They even had a sign, there'd be like a welcome to Clearwater or welcome to St. Pete sign when you get to the city limits.
Yeah.
Want to know what theirs said? No one but a low-down scoundrel, a person lower than the dirtiest dog, yes, lower than a skunk, would call the earth a globe.
A skunk.
Lower than a skunk.
But when was this back in
1906.
1906.
So
huh.
Now-
100 years ago.
Huh.
With the whole time zone thing, this guy thought that the sun was only a couple thousand miles away from the earth, not 93 million as we know it to be now. It was only a couple thousand, and it was actually a lot smaller. It was 32 miles across,
Well, yeah, because it would.
not 860,000 miles across. Just from looking at it. So they call it a spotlight sun. So the earth is, where's my frisbee?
So it's just sitting up there.
Right. So the sun's really small and close to us. See, look at my shadow. Can Can you see nothing?
Yeah.
Right. That's what create. Okay, that's why it's nighttime over here, daytime over there.
Okay. But
They always got.
listen,
That's why
The sun's up here.
hold on.
and So
But you're taking shit from 1906. This is 2022. Hold on. We've went up, to the moon, space, photography, like more up to date.
That's all bullshit.
Back then, they didn't have any of that. So to them, it was,
Right.
but they had Galileo, and they had people who could
even
prove
before
it.
then.
Yeah.
I got one right here. Eratosthenes, 3rd century BC,
you can
bro.
go back all.
Arachnophobia.
No, Eratosthenes.
Athenians.
In Alexandria and Syene, he measured the differences in posts they put in the ground, cast shadows by the sun. So measuring the differences by that, he was able to calculate somewhat the circumference, actually for that time pretty accurately. And word got around.
Word got around.
Word got
You know
around.
why they say be there, be square? Because you're not around. I'll be here all week, right?
Okay.
But yeah,
John,
people did
okay.
not take that well. But interestingly enough, with his Eratosthenes calculations, that became pretty accurate from what we've measured now with modern science, as you like to say. If you were to take 1,000 miles away, the sun 1,000 miles away from the Earth, and only being 32 miles across, not the measurements of 93 million miles away and 860,000 miles across.
Bro, you were
That's a lot of
throwing
numbers,
so
dude.
much fucking
The
numbers at
math,
me, bro.
Eratosthenes' math would work still.
That's why people.
The math still works out the same. So theoretically, they could try to, you know what I mean?
That's why people don't argue with Earth flatters.
It's freaky.
No, I don't know what you mean.
No, you threw so many fucking numbers. That's what they do. That's what those.
I'm not a flat earther.
That's what those flat earthers do. They throw all these fucking numbers at you, and then you're just like, dude, whatever.
And how
I can't
you mentioned the
argue with
Flat
you.
Earth Society, their logo almost looks identical to the UN's logo. It's tingling. They're trying to get in.
Yeah, I would have to see it. I don't know. I don't know their fucking logo.
It's like what you would consider like an aerial view of the globe, like the top.
Whatever.
The top of the
They're
globe,
fucking-
like
they're
so.
fucking- listen.
The Arctic or
If
Antarctica
you
or
believe
the
the
bottom
Earth
of
is
it,
flat,
excuse me.
you're dumb as
Antarctica's in the
fuck. I
center.
can't. You're
I
dumb
agree.
as fuck.
I agree.
That's their fucking logo? Okay, yeah. Like, that makes fucking
We'll
sense.
put it on the screen for you fellas at home.
Okay, yeah. Like, that makes fucking... Oh, great. Well, they're artsy, so that's fucking good.
And it's also an incorrect map.
But if we want to
There's
talk,
different kinds of maps based on, like, some show size better,
Right.
some shows placement.
So are you telling me that you believe the flat Earth stuff, or
No.
you're just giving me their arguments
Yes.
for a while? Okay, because I almost just stopped being a friend.
no, the Earth is round.
Because I'm starting to get ahead.
It's round. It's a circle.
Listen,
It's
if you
a
can't
sphere.
convince me that the Earth is flat, listen, then it's not fucking true. I'm just saying.
Look, all right.
If he did
here's
believe
some
that.
supporting map then. The Verrazano Narrows Bridge that connects Staten Island and Brooklyn.
And the Brooklyn.
And the Brooklyn.
And the Brooklyn. I almost
Yeah.
said and the Brooklyn Bridge.
It's a very long bridge.
God, I'm
Right.
glad I'm almost done with this. It's too much to read. It was designed with Earth's curvature in mind. So it has two towers separated by 1,300 meters that are perfectly vertical. They're 41 millimeters further apart at the top than they are at the bottom, because otherwise it wouldn't support. Gravity would.
You know what
pull
I
it.
think? I think YouTube's going to cancel us because you're spitting false information.
Okay.
That's
Spitting
what I.
that-
That's
Well, then
what
I guess we'll
that's
just
what
go to
I think.
Spotify then.
That's what-
Well, it's a pretty shit,
Yeah, you take the head now. My
pretty
brain's
crappy
fried.
conspiracy in my opinion.
It
Flat
is.
Earth.
I don't like it either
No,
because
no.
they're very smug. Like how you say, it's hard to
I don't think you
reason-
understand what I mean. It's just a bad. It's not good enough. Flat Earth. Whatever.
I
dude.
feel like it's been proven.
What about hollow Earth?
That's getting there,
The
but
hollow Earth theory. Can it be filled with chocolate?
Yes.
Maybe
none of
filled
that
with beer?
matters. When you realize, you guys know space,
Yeah.
It's the
You know space?
Yeah.
the dark place.
big space.
Yeah.
Space is fake. Space is fake.
I'm getting upset.
Space is fake. Fake is fake.
Space is fake. What is it? What am I looking at?
Well, there's a few ideas. Firstly, the more plausible idea. It doesn't actually mean that space is fake.
I don't know whether to be
Space still
disappointed
exists.
or pissed. I really don't.
Space still exists. It's real.
Then what does space is fake mean?
We've never been to it.
Birds aren't real.
We're lying.
People have been in
It's a good
space.
conspiracy. No, because the idea is that we've never been to space. It's to boost the economy and take tax money, and is also used for control. So all these grants, all the money they get for NASA and for these space programs,
Like
is
how
just
flat
being
earthers are
shoveled
against
away.
big globe.
That's what I don't get. Flat Earth cares about NASA, but doesn't care about the space organizations in Russia, China, India, the United Nations, in European Union, like any of these other. They
Globe.
just care about NASA.
So then,
Globe manufacturers,
No, space is fake.
the businesses
Space
that make
is-
us
what the-
globe for
oh,
schools.
Space.
So
Because
who's never been to space?
no one.
No one
I'll tell
has
you
ever
why.
been to space.
It started in the Cold War with political propaganda.
The fucking Russians.
Russians didn't make it to space, baby. They were like, "Hey, yo, we got to space. We won. We won.
Well,
We're the
you-
best country.
you know
We're
they
the best
had-
country. Communism's better. We won."
Sputnik went to Venus.
58 years after the Wright brothers barely get off the ground, Soviet Russia says, "Hey, we made it into space." 58 years, we made it into space. The United States is like, shit, dude, we got to do something about this." They put someone in space.
Aren't they allegedly testing shit
Few
during
years
the
later-
Vietnam War? And that's
few
why
years
they
later,
said
they're like,
put them on the moon.
We made it into space. We did it. We're in space too. But that's not the actual space race now. We're trying to get to the moon, right? Because they got to up it, right? They got to up it. So, only 65 years after the first person barely gets off the ground on Earth, they're on the moon, right? They're on the moon. Because they're just trying to get better. They're trying to be better than Russia. Trying to be better than the USSR. They're on the moon now.
You know how long ago that shit was, Will? Ryan?
Last week.
Last week we landed on the moon.
It was like 70 years ago.
Here's my problem.
How have we not gone further?
It was 53 years ago.
I'm great at math.
Why do you all
is-
keep bringing up like old
My
fucking
point
century
is-
shit? Like what?
My point is...
What's your point? We're in the
is that
Matrix.
it began from the Cold War and it kept going. So far, we couldn't go back. We couldn't tell our people we didn't make it on the moon because then the Soviet Union, communism wins because they made it and they're dead.
Okay,
They're
but we've been
gone.
to the moon.
Nah, space is fake, bro. Ain't no one been to space. But my point is...
What do they hit when they go that
You
high?
gotta keep going because once you get to a certain... You can't give up the charade. Communism wins, dude. That's why NASA kept going. Now we got shit going out past Pluto. You got fucking Voyagers going everywhere.
Yeah, they're
you got
still recording
Mars
that.
rovers going around. You got everything.
So,
because we can't go back.
If
on
the
what we
space
said.
is fake, so you're telling me then the universe is fake?
No, dude, we just never been out there. But there is a theory
Then what does space is fake mean?
What
You're not
makes it-
explaining that well, yeah.
because that's the idea behind the theory, saying it's not actually space that's fake. It's just everything that you've been taught about space is fake.
Then don't say space is... That's
Well,
a terrible
because there's
mantra.
another group of people who disagree with the fact that that group of people used space as fake because they believe there is no space.
Oh, Jesus. Never mind. I'm putting my hand down.
We're fucked, dude. We're fucked. These are the people that are in our country. They think space is fake, and fucking the Earth is flat. We're fucked, dude. We're fucked.
They believe.
Wow, they believe.
You know what's actually interesting,
They're fucking
too,
dumb fucks.
about the flat earthers? They do believe in space. They don't believe in that gravity, but they believe that the disk is rising at 9.8 meters per second through space instead of...
Yeah, well, while they're doing that, I'm fucking out fucking their girlfriend. So yeah, they can go fucking have their little flat Earth conspiracy meetings on that shit. Yeah,
The other people believe
the other people,
That-
the fucking idiots.
all the lights are spotlights. They're all holograms. The moon is the hologram. Excuse me.
Oh, no, it's
and what
good.
are stars? LED lights?
Dude,
Yeah.
it is the Truman Show,
No, it's
bro.
LED lights. They're in the dome. The dome, the dome, the one that's up there, the dome.
Where do the rockets go?
The dome. The government started
I should have figured.
this. Not only did they start it, but
They're still continuing
they're
now in
still continuing it. And not only that, but
2022.
They brainwashed all the historians.
Right?
So
yeah.
they would write all the books are changed. So they mention space in history, like they looked at the stars, made constellations, because they only made it up in 1957 is when space was invented.
Is there a patent on that?
They started it to capture, to control, the population of the United States, because NASA started it, of course. to use the fear of aliens and fear of the unknown to kind of pacify the population.
This is like the Twilight Zone.
Because they gotta guard us from the space.
I always thought it was I thought space would have been a proper solution to pollution, if I can put it that way. Like space, put your shit here. Like launch it towards the sun, and it'll just.
You know,
Why don't we do more?
Right?
No,
Instead of putting it in the ocean. It's too expensive. I know.
No.
Where's Greta Thunberg?
There's a map of space.
Remember,
debris.
Futurama did that in a
Yeah,
episode
you watch it
in New York. They made it to a big ball, tied it to a rock, and just shot it off.
I am pulling up a picture of the distribution of space debris in orbit around Earth.
Yep, that looks like us. Yeah, I could see
all
that.
All those dots, especially around, it looks like the Earth has a fucking force field.
Yeah.
Because all those dots are space
and
debris.
It's all trash.
That's just stuff from rockets falling apart or shooting off. So like all that shit stuff you can't.
We're
put
white
stuff
trash in
Yeah.
the space.
Hell yeah, baby.
We just throw it.
Earth is our trailer park. But yeah, well, you can't even trash space because it doesn't exist.
Okay,
It's not
Ryan.
Space
Ryan, I want you to.
is fake.
I want you to be 100% honest with me.
I like space.
Hold on. I want you to
Doesn't
be
matter if you
100%
like it, it's not
honest
real.
with me, Ryan. Depending on how you answer this,
Uh-huh.
you may or may not get fired.
Uh-huh.
Do you believe space is fake? Hold on. I want you to really think about your answer. Really think about it and be honest. Do you believe space is fake?
I could go John Wick in a second.
Because I'm about to flip the fuck out.
With a Benson.
So think about it.
I think that space is quite possibly
We're moving on.
more real than your girlfriend. Space is real. Space is real is what I'm trying to say. Space is not fake.
Well, save your jokes to the comedians because that wasn't that funny. But I'm glad that you don't think
It's kinda
space.
funny.
I'm glad that you think space is not fake. So
It's not fake. It's real. It's very nice to look at. Be like, ooh, stars. You know what I'm saying?
that is actually funny.
What's a shooting star then to them if they think there's LED lights?
It's a dude on a spotlight going.
Yeah, he's moving lights.
He's going really fast.
No, dome's only a few thousand feet up.
All right,
You
you know what?
get
I,
fixed.
Eratosthenes is just
Don't know.
rolling in his grave.
I
Fuck
have
Eratosthenes.
I have a good one.
All the homies hate Eratosthenes.
I have a good one. Mine was that I believe we never killed Hitler, and that he actually escaped. Now I'm a big World War II buff, and at first, right, you just assume that Hitler, we killed him, right, in the bunker.
Yeah, they say he committed suicide, poisoned
Right.
his dogs, and
Right.
some lady that was most likely a love interest that was part of his close circle.
Right.
Wife-ish thing.
And a
But
bunker.
here was when I saw this documentary thing with these two guys. They did it on YouTube years ago, and I can't remember their name. Otherwise, I'd give them credit for it, but I just don't remember. But when I heard
Can't get through the hat.
That was
Right.
what I was saying.
when I heard this, it
Walk
made
frankly.
me think that maybe we didn't, that he escaped. If you go down, they were in South America in Argentina, and in the middle of Argentina there is a little Germany city, little town there.
They're all German.
They're all German. Apparently, they claim that about not from the people that live there. They all speak German. None of them speak Spanish. They all just stay in that little area. I don't know if it's a city, a country, town, whatever.
Yeah.
They're all built like old German houses, the way that they were built, like the materials and
yeah.
stuff like that.
Lederhosen.
They
The style and
yeah, the
everything.
style. They still have
It's like Little Italy, but
they still have the
Little
Nazi
Berlin.
flags and stuff like that there. They still do.
like in the town square or just
I
in their
don't know,
homes.
like in their houses
Yeah.
or shit like
Little
that.
Lake.
But
Fuck.
and they said about nine.
Do they have a wall?
No.
Oh, okay.
They,
It's not authentic.
They said about 9,000 Nazi soldiers escaped,
All right.
and they all migrated down to Argentina. So what are who's to say that Hitler wasn't one of them.
One of those,
He could have
actually.
Because
been.
they never found his body at all.
That was my
Like
second
how
point.
you said that, like with the Cold War, if the Russians made it, then we just had to say we did too. It might have been a similar situation to where it's like, okay, the army, the Nazi military, they're backing down. You know, the Soviets and the Allied forces are closing in on them. They're surrendering. But there was no evidence, and they're just like, we got to tell him we did it. Yeah.
Right.
He took the coward's way out. What do you know?
But
What
then-
did we tell you?
yeah.
And then
But then it came
back
out.
to back World War II champs. But here's the real news, motherfucker. You know how long it took for you just fucking chest beating, hooting and hollering Americans to get into the damn war?
Well, a lot of people really don't watch.
Back to back World War champs.
They
Go
really-
keep blowing yourselves.
They really don't watch like in depth of like what happened with World War II, because that bunker that Hitler was in when he apparently died was very complex. You can get in and out. Like it wasn't
It
just
had
like
like secret doors. And
Exactly,
shit.
it wasn't-
like
it wasn't-
Indiana Jones when Sean Connery's the third one. He like sits on the
right.
finding a good resting place.
it
helps me
wasn't-
think. What?
It wasn't a plain old bunker.
Staircase.
Yeah, it wasn't a plain old bunker. It was a very detailed, secretive bunker.
It was a puzzle box.
Exactly. So, like I said, when I saw like that little town in the middle of Argentina, it made me go,
Right.
"Who's to say?" Because we have no proof.
And we took a lot of their scientists for said space race.
Especially
'cause they
NASA?
yeah.
a lot of Russians started that program.
And, we won't
Or
name
not
names,
Russians,
but one
German,
of our...
fuck.
Yeah.
I'm stupid.
But a
Someone
previous
like
employer of
Nazi.
Will and I's is a Brazilian
I thought
person.
A previous employer of Will and I was a Nazi.
No, but he was a Brazilian guy by a very German name.
He acts like one, but
I was going to say, I'm not saying
Oh,
his
yeah,
name.
actually, I can't. Yeah.
Stiglitz.
can't
We'll
say.
call him Stiglitz.
No, he could say his name after, like off air.
Yeah.
Oh, fair.
Yeah, off air. But yeah, so that's really my go-to when I heard that. So I kind of now believe that I
So
think Hitler
They
escaped.
even say that the beginning of that war was a false flag attack. Like, for them
They
to
didn't actually
invade
invade
Poland. Right. Like, the SS had dressed up, or was the town? The Gliwice incident. The SS dressed up and, caused some trouble at the border. And then Germany said that was reason.
yeah.
That was reason
I
to
thought that
invade.
was,
But
like-
they were the ones that staged it just so that they could do it.
Is that
Right.
still up for debate? Because I thought that was like an actual proven
That
thing.
I don't know. I have no
I
idea.
thought you meant like they said that.
Under Wikipedia standards, it's listed as a conspiracy theory.
Oh, okay, because I thought it was like a thing where it's like, because I remember watching some like World War II in color,
I could see it happening.
and that was like one of the things they said.
I could see that being a thing.
So he just escaped, went to Argentina, and then just died a peaceful life.
Well, no.
There's no way. Yeah, I was
No,
gonna say there's no
no,
way he's
well-
still alive now.
Okay. Hold on.
Well, yeah, I'm saying
The
he's
argument.
dead.
Well, yeah. Look, he's.
But
dead
his
now.
bloodline lives on.
Well, they were trying.
Potentially.
They were trying
Do you
to.
think they changed their name?
They were trying to. He was trying to start.
Hitler's.
He was trying to start again. Like he was trying
in.
to rebuild again, but he, I guess, died before he could do that, and then they just never reigned supreme. But there is a town in Argentina.
What if he turned over a new leaf? Because I've heard after the war. Because I heard Argentina. I'm not saying sympathy for Hitler, but Argentina's been known as a buffer state between Chile and Brazil.
Right.
Like they don't get along, and they're just like, "Come on, guys, let's get along."
Relax, dude.
I doubt.
What if he did like a different kind
doubt
of style of campaign?
I doubt
like,
that very much. But he might have been like, "Listen, I almost died, so let's
Right.
not do that again."
Let's do the nice
I feel
thing
like he
now.
just gave up and then just like lived there and then just died when he was like 70 or something.
Yeah.
Just kept painting dogs.
He
well,
was-
to be honest, like
He was
'cause
he was the early Bob Ross.
the original skull.
It was a woman.
It was the girl, but
They never claimed the body that they claimed was Hitler was not even a male. It was a female.
that was the point. Is like I think it was the Soviet Union.
Isn't that the same thing?
I can't find. I think it's the Soviet Union who got the skull. They found a skull in the rubble, and they're like, "Oh, there it is. We got it."
yeah.
And then they like went to their museum, put it on a thing. This is Hitler. There he is.
Yeah.
But they tested it and turned out to be a woman's skull, like
Right.
20, 30 years after the war. So then they're like, "Oh,
Oops.
we don't have Hitler." They're like, we'll wear it. Like, they don't know.
I feel that way about Bin Laden, to be honest with you.
Really?
Yeah. Nobody got to see it.
And then
there were like 6 fucking people. Yeah, they gave him a burial. I'm like, are you?
They gave him a burial at sea.
Yes.
They wrapped him up. They wrapped him up in a body bag, and it was a Navy ship, and they dumped him in like the deepest part of the Pacific, I think.
Was that?
I don't.
Was that like a fuck you to the Taliban?
Not buying it.
I don't know.
I
guess.
Is it though? Because he's celebrating with 72 virgins by their math.
I don't know. I guess. I don't know. It was very weird. I forgot the explanation of why they did that, but it was very dumb. But
and when it said burial at sea, I found that like fucking inappropriate. Really,
like burial at all.
Yeah,
like, huh?
Right. I was just sort of like, why don't you just put them in?
Dumped.
Yeah, put them at ground zero and let us all take a whack at him with a stick. His dead body, and just let him decay there. Let the birds eat him. You can take pictures with him, and
I think they took him so.
And then when it gets too smelly, then you just kind of cut him up and burn him.
I think they did that so he wouldn't have a proper burial for his because
I wouldn't consider my method a proper burial.
Well, no.
There's a chance to get him back.
The U.S. did that so he wouldn't have a proper.
In religious.
Like if this is the deepest thing, like they can't. Taliban is gonna die. Like they can't.
Right, because the Taliban celebrated him and they wanted to have.
They're wandering through the desert in Ford Rangers. I don't know why anybody was ever afraid of ISIS and all that stuff. Like they got like an AK-47 and a black Ford Ranger with flags.
Oh, they have
planes.
Well, they do now that we dipped
of
out of Afghanistan.
They got Humvees, guns, money.
Black Hawk helicopters.
They're pretty loaded.
Now it's
they're pretty loaded. Yeah, they're practicing in the airfield over at Blackhawks. They're getting better. They're getting better. They're not as good. Do you have any more? Do you have another conspiracy or?
Well, I mean, a lot of people consider it a conspiracy. I'm not going to say that I know exactly what it was that I saw, but it was an experience.
A sexual experience?
Did you get fondled by an alien?
No.
Did you get probed?
No.
Did you get fooled? It was actually a man?
No.
Oh, okay.
I saw a UFO. Fairly close. I was 19, still working at the time for Premier Pyrotechnics, fireworks company. We were coming back from a shoot in Haines City where it was like a new city park, so it was local politicians, police departments, fire departments, shaking babies, kissing hands, the drill. And so we do our show there, and then I was living at the time with my buddy Brandon and his girlfriend Melinda. So we had a 2-bedroom house.
It's a horrible name.
They slept. We called her Mel. They slept in one room. I slept in the other. Obviously. And so her and I, because he had to stop by the warehouse and drop some stuff off. So her and I just drove back in her car, and we're getting back into town. We're going north over the Bayside Bridge. Just got across it. So we get to the first light, which is Drew Street, McMullen. Mid-sentence, her and I are in conversation. Up and to the right, we're in the northbound lane, and it was hovering over there's like 2 or 3 homes on that corner. It looked like the Star Destroyer from the beginning of A New Hope. Just that triangular, it looked like a Royal Caribbean cruise, just with space lights and shit on it. Nothing really bright.
It was just a county sheriff.
It was enormous.
Helicopter.
Bro, we were both sober, and mid-sentence when we're having conversation.
No drugs
whatsoever.
Really?
No drugs whatsoever. 100%. 100%. I know that's hard to believe. 100%. No drugs. Seen this thing.
Just high on life.
I'm mid-sentence. And I'm like, and I trail off, and she goes, I see it too. And that was the time I was 19, so it's 2009. This is still the era of digital cameras. So she hands me her purse. She has a camera. I go in, takes the right. As soon as we do, without a sound, and going from a complete standstill to just gone, this thing just out of sight. No chance. It's almost like they were tapped in and listening too at the same time of anybody that noticed. Like a cloaking device failed and it was hovering over the thing because it made no noise. And the lights weren't like super bright. It looked like if you were looking at a tall skyscraper with different lights still on in the building after the sun set. Like that kind of lights spread out. It wasn't like, oh my god, like, and tractor beam and everything. Yeah.
What do you think? They were just taking a stroll just to see?
We are near MacDill Air Force Base. I'll say this.
I was about to say, it's if it's anything, it's probably just...
That's why, that's why they call it a UFO.
Yeah, because it's not like...
I'm not saying it was aliens, but if you asked me...
You threw that frisbee up in the sky, I'm like, what the fuck is that? It's a UFO.
Well, I think you can say aliens and UFOs are two different matters.
Well, people treat it like the same, which is annoying.
I think it's different. I think aliens is real.
Aliens is real.
Yeah, aliens is real.
George W. Bush said that.
Aliens are real.
Is our children learning?
Yeah, but I think UFOs is separate.
Aliens is real. The new Jew movie.
But I think UFOs is separate. I think UFOs are
Do you think, that UFOs are, if there was a malfunction or if it landed here and actually attempted to make contact and we took it over, or if it was an accidental crash landing that we basically salvaged and then basically, retro-engineered their shit?
It could be. Or it's new shit that they're working on. It could be that.
Right, it could be countries getting ready to fuck with each other.
Well, because especially now, the Pentagon is saying UFOs are real, and there's constant footage.
Right, no one gives a shit anymore.
Constant footage.
No, that's the shit that pisses
all
me
the
off.
Air Force pilots and military personnel. Like, if you wanted people that weren't on drugs, like if I were to sit there, I saw a bit. Jim Norton was doing stand up at I don't know if it was the Comedy Cellar or where it was. It was in Poughkeepsie. He's touring up in New York right now. But it was a clip on his Instagram, a reel, where he was like talking about someone telling their story, someone in the crowd, and he's like, "Yeah, you seen one?" He's like, "What were you doing at the time?" I was smoking a joint out back. He goes, "Yeah, that really leads along to the credibility of the story here." Like, all right, it was a bright light and it was smoking. Like, was your buddy handing it to you as well? Like, these guys are in the military.
Yeah.
They're on duty at the time. Like, I believe those guys.
But that's my point, is like you say you believe them, but it's a UFO. They don't go, oh yeah, we found aliens.
Right,
That's
it
what
could be other
everyone's saying.
military
but everyone's
personnel.
saying that in the it's like, oh, U.S. government admits to finding aliens. It's like, no, they just don't know what the fuck it is.
Well, there is, like...
It could be a Chinese whatever, a Russian whatever, or maybe a Finland whatever. Maybe they're doing stuff.
I think for so long, it's always been aliens or in the UFOs.
That's what people are treating it like. Is if the government admitted to aliens. They just are like, yeah, we don't know what that is, and we've been seeing it a lot.
What do you think it is?
I don't know. Like, I believe in the concept of aliens.
I think it might be...
But I don't...
Sometimes it's aliens, and sometimes it's us.
I think it's us, because I don't think aliens would be... Because I don't think...
Interested? Well, they couldn't get through all the trash debris you showed us earlier.
Because there's nothing near us that's habitable. The nearest habitable, assuming life is the same on every planet, the nearest habitable planet is however many fucking million miles away, and they probably just have like different species of fucking like cows and shit that looks like that.
Right, I believe in like plant life or microbes.
I see animal life as like that's
I can
sure.
I can
see
see
that'd be cool.
I don't think intelligent life is real.
I can see that.
I don't think
intelligent. What if it's like so far away and they're humans too, just like us, and they're wondering the same things we are?
Well, here's why: if the universe is endless, I know some people think space is fake and whatever the fuck, but if the universe is endless, right, there has to be other intelligent life out there. It makes sense. But here's my thing. If it was truly aliens, right, wouldn't eventually they would want to take over or attack something?
Well,
they're just going to constantly just fly and just see what we're doing and say,
it's entertaining. We might not be as... okay, for the people that have been, quote-unquote, picked up, abducted in the middle of the night, probed, sexual relations with the aliens, or just mental communication.
It's just porn that they watch.
They're putting the things in my minds or whatever like that. Okay. Think about like when you tag a shark. You are not explaining to the shark what's happening.
Right.
Because the shark's not going to understand what you're saying to it. It's just going to keep thrashing about. It doesn't like it. Doesn't know. It's kind of like us with... Because if you're capable of have another drink, Tyler. Capable of interstellar travel, then you are so much further ahead of us intellectually.
Right.
So, like, why would you even bother explaining or participating.
But why would you even
Look
bother?
at these idiots.
Why would you even bother then if we have, if we have nothing of
We
value?
do the same thing with every animal on our
Right,
planet.
it's like the Discovery Channel.
We inspect it. We count them.
Maybe.
We see if it's still here, if it's extinct, and that's another thing. You point out like there has to be intelligent life. I think there isn't intelligent life because on this planet, however millions and millions and millions of species on this one habitable planet in amongst millions of uninhabitable planets,
There's only
we
a
are
handful.
one
Well, humans are one.
intelligent species out of millions and millions and millions. I mean, maybe even billions of species on this planet.
You don't think dolphins are intelligent?
Not to the level we are. We brand them with our level of intelligence.
Okay.
People point that out. It's like, oh, I think animals are
Maybe
smarter
they
than
brand
humans.
us. We just don't go, yeah! Like, we don't know what they're saying. And be like, yeah, dude, you too.
Like, I can
Just
get
be
that.
dolphin.
Like, they probably,
Like whales sing to
so
each
long,
other.
thanks for all the fish, whatever.
Dogs, they put nodes on a dog's head and showed it pictures of a newborn baby, and the dog did the smiley face. Like, oh, the dog's smiling. And you think the dog's just panting. But the nodes were actually reacting in the same centers of the brain as a human, with the
Right.
nodes on the head looking at the same picture
And
of the baby.
elephants with the same thing. They reacted to
The memory,
humans,
they have emotion.
But they, the way humans react when they see a small puppy, the same, like you said, the same nodes activate when an elephant sees a human. They think we're cute. Which is adorable, but that's my point, is no animal besides humans have been shown to reason.
Okay.
No chimpanzee or no animal
does
that's ever
kinda
been
divide
taught
there.
language, sign language, or speech, like a parrot or anything like that. None of them have ever asked a question. Besides, like, none of them asked, like, what is that? Or
Right.
where am I? Nothing. They
What
just
is
go,
my purpose?
They go food.
Yeah.
Or
They know the reactive.
or hello, because they've been taught to say hello when they see a human. Or
Okay.
whatever.
That's pretty fucking sweet.
Yeah.
That
But
kind of
someone
like
say
goes into
hello
the
to
notion of
seeing a
animal
branch.
rights, though. It's like humans
make
can
that
have
up.
right, exactly, because humans can put down the agreement on paper. We can all agree. We understand, like you said, the reasoning, and then we all sign it, and then it's agreements. Obviously, through free will, any of us could break the agreement at any time, but the other two might hold the one accountable, or vice
Right.
versa. You know what I mean? So,
Checks and balances.
but that goes into the Fermi Paradox, which is the idea. It's a paradox of like mathematically, like how you said, that just the vastness of the universe or the visible universe is 90 billion light years
Right.
that we can
It's ridiculous.
observe at the moment.
Right.
With 100 billion galaxies, each with a trillion stars, like everywhere like that, and we haven't discovered life. So it's like, obviously the numbers say life exists, but you still haven't seen it yet.
Right.
So it's like it exists yet doesn't exist at the same time, which is frustrating for me.
Well,
Yeah.
is seeing really believing?
Look, I don't care.
Because have you guys ever seen a dinosaur?
Not in real dinosaurs.
Oh,
Oh,
really?
no.
Oh, boy.
I like dinosaurs too.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys
I
and
am
girls,
stabbing you with this pencil.
children of all ages, dinosaurs are fake.
Oh, God.
Dinosaurs have never existed.
I hope the kids are put to bed.
The first dinosaur fossil, look at me when I'm
No.
talking about the first dinosaur fossil ever recorded to be found in human history. What year was that, Will? Do you know?
Dude, I'm so close of just fucking walking.
Do you know what year
No.
the first dinosaur was
No,
found?
I fucking don't.
Do you know, Tyler? Take a guess. That's not a year. Take a guess. The first year someone found a dinosaur bone.
1927.
I think we're gonna have a job opening soon. That's what I think.
I was
Oliver-
hoping you would say further because this is a little less impressive. But it was 1824 was the first recorded thing. No human before that found a dinosaur and was like, "This is a."
I'm glad I could take the
dinosaur.
wind out of your sails on how like recent
Shut
you
up.
thought that stat was.
They were like, "Oh, no one found a dinosaur before this, right?" They were like, "Oh, it's an animal," or like, but no one found a fossil at any point before 1824. That was when the first fossil was found, right?
Where was it found? Do you know?
I believe in the U.S. What's that?
Like out west when everybody's.
Well, the first one recognized by science was the Megalosaurus, which is the only time that some teeth and bone fragments were found of a dinosaur.
That's pretty cool.
And it was found in England.
Nice.
Yeah, in a quarry owned by James Harrison of Charmouth.
So you're saying this James Harrison fella is planting?
He's part of it.
I know there are religious nuts that
Began.
think that God planted dinosaur bones to test our faith.
That's my second point.
That's an old Bill Hicks fucking
my
joke
second
too.
point.
He's like, I think he sent you here to test mine, motherfucker.
Because people, the government planted dinosaur bones in the ground, so we'd be like, ooh, dinosaurs, right?
Why wouldn't they design them to grow? Like those little pills that you can put in the tub and then it's like...
The government, hold on. The government
Take your
is
time.
planting bones.
Big oil!
Nah, dude. Big paleo. Big paleo planting the fucking bones in the ground.
Protein diet, people?
So we find them, we're like, holy shit, dude, dinosaurs, that's crazy. They're big lizards, but they're chickens. But they're,
Terrible lizard.
We can't even figure out what they are. They can't even make up their fucking mind. Are they lizards? Are they chickens? Are they birds? Who knows? They got feathers? No, they don't.
They're related to birds. They did have... They are...
Do they have beaks? How do you know? Dinosaur, have you seen one? No, you haven't. They
No.
planted bones in the ground. People find the bones.
So
go, holy shit, we need to figure out...
they're fake bones that they bury so that people can go dig them
They
up.
mesh bones of other animals together to make big bones.
That's
Why they're always broken.
Look.
We never found a full skeleton. You know how you find human skeletons? They're just still attached and shit sometimes, like the joints. But then, like, most of the time they're, like, chilling. They always find, like, fragments of dinosaurs just...
Well, you know there was an asteroid, right?
Sometimes life finds a way.
Shut up, Jeff Goldblum. My point is... I needed that. They made it up for money, right? They get attention, they get marketing. People, dude, we need dinosaurs, dude. We need
Steven
We figure out what
Spielberg.
the fuck dinosaurs are. Same thing with the space is fake thing. They get grants, they get programs, they get money to go look for dinosaurs. You kidding me? Dinosaurs? These big ass fucking long neck looking things, dude.
Let me ask you this.
I wish Sam Neill could walk in here with a velociraptor
Insane.
thing
Huh.
and treat you like the little boy at the
Google-
beginning
Google
of
this.
Jurassic
Hold on.
Park that was
Google this.
doubting the strength of the
Google this.
velociraptor.
When was the last recorded dinosaur
Sighting.
fossil found?
Actually, at the Jackass premiere, that was the last dinosaur sighting. I remember. If you've seen that movie in the opening
Pontosaurus
scene.
Rex.
No, the year.
Seen
Give me
it.
the fucking year. When was the last time there was one?
I'm seeing the youngest one, but I'm not finding the...
1824.
I mean, they're... Only one was ever found.
This is
'Cause
2022.
They're finding them all the time.
Oh yeah,
Because
all the
that's my
time.
point. Because
I want to know the most recent recording of one.
It's not coming up because
Well,
people are constantly finding
I get what you mean about the plausibility of it not being real. I still believe dinosaurs are real. Please tell me you think dinosaurs were real.
We'll get to that.
Okay.
My
Oh,
second
boy.
point.
Can I make one minor point about how it's an interesting take on like how with the bones, are they chickens, are they lizards, what are they, sort of thing, because the myth of the Cyclops was invented around the discoveries of elephant skeletons, because the tusk is the middle, like how humans, like the nose was gone, the human skeleton, like it's a hole.
So were
There's a
mammoths
big
mammoths
hole in
fake
the
too?
middle. Not a... Ooh.
Were mammoths fake? Were cavemen fake?
I don't have time to let to
Oh,
my
okay.
point is
Cool.
there's more of that because it could have been they put them in the ground to get money, get taxes, whatever.
The cavemen
Yeah,
put them in the
of
ground.
course.
But,
they knew that they were going to support an oil business in the future.
But you're a good old God-fearing man, aren't you, Will? Mm-hmm. Right? So, Christians didn't like the fact that some Christians didn't like the fact that dinosaurs were coming out, right?
Okay.
They're like, what is this? And the scientists were like, hey,
No dinosaurs in the Bible.
this thing's from 65 million years ago.
Well, I'm a Catholic, not a Christian,
That's
so
close
I don't
enough.
give.
65 million years ago, right? Maybe 66.
Yeah.
But God in the Bible or whatever did it even say in the Bible? I don't know. Point is,
Did you read the Bible?
They don't say
yeah, Adam and Eve fucked and they had an apple.
Okay.
Basically, God
The
created
apple
the
of his
Earth
eye.
2,000 years ago,
Yeah.
or 10,000 years ago. It's thousands of years ago at least.
Right.
And then this is saying millions of years ago. So they're like, ooh, it was
Our
all a
timeline's a
ploy.
little fucked up now.
It was all a ploy to destroy Christianity, so the evolutionists would win.
Oh, so that's who's doing it.
It's the evolutionists and the scientists who want money.
Okay. All right. I don't agree with it whatsoever.
It's upsetting me
And
that there are people out there that don't think space is real and dinosaurs.
No, that tells
No, 'cause
you
it's a
how fucked up we are as
You
a
know how
society.
much money we make off of dinosaur movies, dinosaur games, dinosaur toys?
They're
So much
making
fucking
another
money.
fucking Jurassic
They
Park.
are.
And it looks stupid.
They're making
Even
fucking
though it,
Dominion.
yeah.
But are they still? Are they? But listen, it's
Fuck
not
Chris
like
Pratt and fuck dinosaurs.
it's not like here in Florida they're still digging up dinosaur bones. I'm just
T-Rex.
saying it's not as frequent.
in the
Here-
because dinosaurs. It's like
Here's what I'm saying: if it's 2022 and we're still digging and finding dinosaur bones, it might raise. Well, you haven't found me.
We're still
You haven't
finding
found me.
So many. Well, 'cause
Yeah,
it's
so
a regular
many.
thing.
Tons, loads.
It's a regular thing. It is
Tons.
I found snakeskin once on a
Loads.
walk.
But that's what I'm saying. You
How
should
many,
know the
I'll
real.
find you a load.
Yeah.
How many dinosaur
No, the most recent one.
fossils have been found?
I want the most recent. That's
So,
what I'm saying.
In the 2 centuries since the first dinosaur bones were identified in England, nearly 11,000 individual dinosaur fossils have been unearthed worldwide, 2/3 of them in North America and Europe. The most recent of which happened in the early 2020s.
Huh.
So people are they're finding them because they're excavating deep because,
Yeah.
That was a side mission in Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah.
There were like dinosaur fossils that you could find, and you had to find like 10 of them, and they were just all hidden throughout weird places. In the
Yeah,
map.
that was the government secretly telling you that they're actually the ones that are burying them, so that way people like Ryan can go and dig them up and find them. All for money. All for money, too. So then they can get money for museums to put all this fucking dinosaur shit in there.
And my favorite part about all of this is
Oh, you have more. Great.
well, it's a very light note, but the biggest group against Big Paleo is CAD Ministry, which is my favorite acronym out of all the acronyms that have ever been acronymed, which stands for Christians Against Dinosaurs.
Oh. You fucking
Which is
cad.
right up there with Catholics Against Seedless Watermelon.
I'm gonna start calling people
Listen,
cads.
I think
Fucking cad. That sounds
Shut
like
up,
a
you
slur.
fucking cad.
I don't like that.
That's what I mean. It's perfect because it's not. You just put a good stank on it, and it's gonna be like, ooh, that bites. Bites a little
What does
bit.
that mean?
It's a
So that-
sentence enhancer.
so. Was that it? That was
Yeah, man.
that's all
Space
you
is
have
fake.
for the
Dinosaurs is fake.
Okay.
That's upset me enough for an
Yeah,
evening.
I
Obviously, we will circle back to more conspiracies in the future.
Oh yeah, we have more, but
because
we
there's
wanna-
way too many to try and discuss and document without
Exactly.
wanting to stab someone with a pencil.
And who knows? Ryan may not be here the next time. If not with this kind of conspiracies. I
Maybe
don't
they'll
know.
bury me and replace me with a fossil.
Oh boy, man, we're fucked,
I want a
dude.
couple thousand years, I can fill my tank.
This society is fucked. Oh, that's all I gotta say.
I hope I get turned into a velociraptor.
Well, listen, we appreciate you all listening and watching.
As always, yeah.
If you can all, do us a favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you haven't, spread the love.
Less than 30 to get to 100.
Yeah, what's your favorite conspiracy theory?
Right, hit it on the
Put it in the comments.
comments below. What's your favorite
Some
conspiracy?
of the comments, and I haven't been able to view. Does that mean they're not subscribed?
No, it's there's just a glitch on that video.
Oh, okay, because I was just like,
they said
what
there
the
was
fuck?
3, and I was like, what is that? But it's just a glitch.
All right. Well, have a good night, everybody.
Let it eat.